Hello, and welcome to This Old Geek. This is Mike Esker. Uh, so I am making the shirt. Well, it's really just a dickie for my newest Jerry Mahoney Ventriloquist doll. Now, this is the old one, which is a little bit larger than the new one, or the later one. And I just traced around it to make a pattern. And then I just traced the pattern onto this actually came from an old shirt, an old dress shirt. So then I cut these out. Now one's for the shirt itself and the other one is for the collar. And once I get this all cut out, I fold over the edges to make a seam, and then I pin them. And then I start sewing all the way down. I do that so it doesn't, so you have a seam there so it's not unraveling on the edges. And of course I'm doing it all by hand like I always do. Now the collars were a little bit tricky. They don't go all the way around. So I had to do one each separate with that paper pattern, and then I'm just tracing here where I'm going to sew. I'm pinning where I want to sew, pinning it together, and I start sewing. I always sew by hand. I don't have a sewing machine. I wouldn't know how to use one anyway. It takes a little longer, but you know, it works. This didn't really require a whole lot of sewing. So then I turn it right side out, and I'm using the end of a paintbrush to push that through. And I'm doing the same for the other side. Now doing the collars was a little trickier. I had to examine the old one to see how I'm going to do this, get an idea. See, it's just, you know, the collars are separate pieces, of course, because it just gets wrapped around. And I gotta cut this slit here so I can just fold either side down on the top of the shirt there. Because I need to pin the collar. I'm pinning the collar here to the shirt before I sew. It's pinning along that top edge. I'm doing that for both sides. I'm trying to make it look like the ends of the collars there, the pointy ends look, separate when I fold them over and I wrap them around his neck. And I just get that sewed all the way to the end. And do the same for the other side. All the way to the end. I did wind up having to cut these down a little bit because they were a little too long. I'm folding them over just to check them, to see how it's looking. So far, not bad. It looks pretty good. Now I'm doing the bow tie, where I just cut some material from a plaid shirt I had, and I'm just folding it into the shape of a bow tie. Now I'm pinning it here. And then I'm taking this cloth and just wrapping it around. I probably should have doubled that cloth up, but that's okay. And now I'm just pinning it. And now I'm sewing that to keep that together. And I start to sew here. I'm going to sew that right to the shirt. Right up there on the top, there in the center. So sewing it from the back as well. And then I get it on them, and looking pretty good so far. So here I had to cut it down a little bit. And then I'm just pinning it with a tiny little safety pin on the back. And get his jacket back on. we go. Yeah, doesn't look too bad. Tell me what you think in the comments below. And there he is. And here's the other one I have, which is, as you can tell, is quite a bit bigger. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I have a Patreon page. You can find the links below, and you can donate if you care to, help support the channel. And that's it for now, so have a great day.